Hi, Miss George. How are you?
Oh, I'm good. I'm glad that you had me come in. I don't always understand all the numbers on the test, so thank you for explaining all this to me.
Oh, no problem. Just letting you know, Rachel's a great asset in the classroom. We enjoy having her. She's a very pleasant child. She's willing to help out other children, like some of our English language learners. She's excited to actually get to know them, talk with them. So it's helping to develop other students within our classroom at the
Oh,
same time.
that's great. I'm a little nervous about what you're going to tell me.
Oh,
So,
don't be nervous. Don't be nervous at all. Rachel is doing fine. In the
okay.
areas that she isn't, will help gather that
Oh, okay.
foundation knowledge that will help to build her in the future.
Okay.
So, right here in the first one we have is the math score. So, she had a 50 question test. Her raw score was 31. So, basically saying she got 31 correct out of the 50 questions. So, that
Okay.
gave her a 62%. So, the 62%, we're not going to think of it as like a grading scale of an A is from 99 to or 100 to 90 or 75 is a
Oh,
C.
okay.
So
Okay.
don't think of it that way. It's not going to be something that when we look at the other scores that you're going to have to worry about that being.
Okay.
Her grade level is showing a
Oh,
six.
six point.
It's 6.4. Yes, ma'am.
Wow, that seems really high.
um, it's it's not that she should be moving on to sixth grade, but we need to jump her for math to sixth grade automatically. No, ma'am. So just letting you know, basically what this score is saying is that Rachel test that she took, if you gave a sixth grader in the fourth month that same exact test score or test, they would score the same exact score as Rachel.
Oh, okay.
So it's basically
Okay.
saying Rachel's doing really good because, like, some of the sixth graders or even the fifth graders at the time of fourth grade wouldn't be able to have that same knowledge
Oh.
and score that same
Oh,
thing as
okay.
Rachel.
Great. That's good news.
Oh, it's excellent news. It's great news. The NPR, she got a 62. So it's the same thing. Don't
Hmm.
get upset because it
Right,
looks
right.
low to
Okay.
you. And then the NPR is the national
Okay.
score. The LPR is going to be the local score, which she got a 69 on.
Good. Very good.
Oh, it's excellent. Um, this is an area that we may have to work on, just to let you know. So
Okay.
we're going to go into
Okay.
Rachel's reading scores.
Yeah. Yeah.
Rachel had 50 questions, got a 23. They gave her a
Mm,
46 percentile.
right.
It's okay. We can
Mm-hmm.
work on it and
Okay.
develop it.
Okay.
Her grade level is a 3.5.
Yeah.
It may be a little bit behind where we want, but it's not far off. You got to remember this is a fourth grade test. She's
Okay.
at a 3.5, so she wasn't too far off
Yeah.
from the
Yeah.
rest of the average of the students in the class.
Right. Yeah. Sometimes it's hard to get her to read.
Yeah, there's some ideas behind that you might be
Okay.
able to do. Have her read to you. If it's
Mm-hmm.
difficult to have her read um, at night, like sending her to her bedroom to read, or she says she's going to read, maybe you have to be on top of that a little bit more and
Okay.
like
All right.
have her read to you and find books that she's interested in
Okay.
that
All
let her
right.
pick out something, that she's and there's also a program, it's called Renaissance,
Okay.
that you might be able to use to actually parents can look it up. So what it does is it allows you to look up books that are grade level appropriate for her.
Oh,
So
okay.
that way she doesn't have to read something that's higher grade level than her. But you want to challenge her at the same time. So you want to have her look at it and see if she can understand some of the words, but not all the words in it.
Okay. All right.
That way you're challenging her too to
Okay, that's
develop
a
her
good
vocabulary.
resource that I could look at, and that'll give me some idea. Sometimes I'm not even sure what to pick for her,
Yeah,
so that's a great idea. Thank you.
you're welcome. That will breakdown of what would be kind of
Mm-hmm.
grade appropriate for her to read.
Okay.
The Dane score is going to show down here, so it's going to have her percentile ranking. So right here, she's at the 4, 24 to 40. We already knew that was a problem, but on the bright side, as we're looking over here, her percentile ranking and
Mm.
the Stain score is a 60 of 76. So
Yeah.
she's doing exceptionally well in
Right.
math, which
Right.
we know
Right. Right.
that. I don't know if you're like me, but I'm a visual person. So we have a bell curve that you can kind of look and see
Okay.
what her scores were.
I am too. Sometimes it's just easier to see a picture.
I agree. I'm the same exact way. So right here, if we go back to the STAIN score, 4 is where she's at. So if you look at the bell curve, she's not far off from actually being in this next category.
Yeah, it's
So-
a lot easier to see that it's not as bad as the numbers make it seem.
Yes. You know, these are the students that are behind, these are the students that are excelling ahead, but
Right.
she's not far off from being
Yes.
with just
Yeah, I see that.
on
Yeah.
grade level,
Mm-hmm.
you know, to be able to excel. And then her math, again, we know she's above it, she's forward, she's moving along well.
Okay.
Any
Okay.
questions about these two?
No, you've explained it very well. I think I understand how she did on both the tests.
Okay. So, with this one is going to be her 4th grade English language assessment.
Okay.
And this is going to be another one of those local tests that we went over on the other sheet over
Okay.
here.
Okay.
Scoring. But this one is going to show it as a scale score. So it's a sliding scale score that she'll be able to move up or down. So right now she's at level 3.
Okay.
Which, if you look over here, level 3 is going to be satisfactory.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good.
Yes. But we don't want her to just be content with that because we don't want her to fall behind.
No.
We want to help develop her forward. So,
Right.
And she's not far off. If you look, it's to the next level, just past, 315.
Oh, yeah.
So,
She's pretty close.
yeah, so she's not far behind to actually moving up to that 4th level, which I want her to get to. I personally want her to succeed.
So that's your goal for her for this year?
Yes, ma'am. I want her to succeed in her language arts, and I want her to bring up her reading. And as we talk more about things, there's other things that I see that might be able to actually help her do this. That I can
Okay.
give you some ideas, and I'll tell you what I'm going to try to do in the classroom to actually build these skills for her.
Okay.
Down here is your students' performance details. So this is going to give me a knowledge of what we need to work on with Rachel, where she's lacking that knowledge, that information that she maybe didn't get in the 4th grade.
Okay.
That way we can build on that and develop it. That way she's not falling behind. Because like I said, we don't want her to fall back.
No,
She's right now in the
no.
middle. We want her to succeed up and move.
Exactly. Right, exactly.
So down here is saying key ideas and details. So this is going to show you the points earned that she got. This is going to be the points possible. So that's the max that she can get.
Right.
So with this, she got a 7 out of 10. So
Oh,
not
that's
far
good.
off. Yeah,
That's
off by
good.
3.
Yeah.
Very
Key
good.
ideas. Oh, I'm good. I'm glad she at least recognizes key ideas.
Craft and structure, she got a 6 or an 8 out of 16. Sorry, it's kind of hard to see the little letters.
Yeah.
8 out of 16. Middle, 8 of if you think about it.
Yeah. There's some gaps there. I guess if it's 8 out of 16.
Yeah, she'll improve it.
Okay.
And that integration of knowledge and ideas, a 7 out of 13. So that's
Oh,
above
that's much
halfway.
better, yeah.
You know, it's still room for improvement. Everything's room for improvement. Everything we can
Sure.
work on.
Sure.
You know, we're not going to be content with her just staying where she's at.
Right.
Language and editing.
Oh.
So
Essays at home are so hard when she's doing writing activities at home. She doesn't like to do them. She doesn't like to proofread them. So, yeah, that's a real struggle at home.
yeah, well, here it's showing that she got a 4 out of 13 on that. So it's going to take a team effort for us to actually build this up for her.
Okay.
So some ideas that you might be able to incorporate at home with it, sorry, is does she like to go shopping? Does she like to do little
She
things?
likes to go shopping with me.
So you could do little things and have her write out the shopping list. And you can actually be more in depth with it and have her write out sentences with the words of the shopping list.
Okay.
So
Okay.
you can use that as a little fun tool for her to be like, hey, let's go shopping, and have her practice writing out sentences or the words depending on what's going on. I mean, I know.
Oh, she can't buy it if she can't write it, huh?
Yeah, that could be something if you want to implement it. It's all up to you.
Okay.
But to improve that in the classroom, what my idea is, we can work on things like I can do scaffolding, which is we could scaffolding is like using little interactive things throughout the day to actually fill in the lack of knowledge on certain things.
So little activities?
Little activities here and there throughout the day to actually help improve her writing or editing.
Oh, okay.
You know, I could put purposely something wrong up on the board and just ask her, hey, can you double check me? You know, because you said that she doesn't like editing, and we can see that she has a hard time with the editing. That way she feels like she's doing a favor, you know,
right,
helping me out.
Yeah, and she might want to catch a mistake by Mr. Humphrey.
Yeah, you know, and little things like that I can help her develop this.
All right.
And with reading, we could also have small groups for reading time. So that way there's other groups of kids that are in the same level as her that we can pair up in a small group setting, and they can read. That way they're not feeling more intimidated by certain kids that are reading at a higher level than them. They can feel more comfortable in the small group setting, and we can go over to help them.
I think that would help her, because sometimes she worries about what she doesn't know. So
yes,
that would be very helpful if she knew there were other people that had were on the same level as her.
Yes, I totally agree that's a good avenue for her as well, because I can kind of see it in the classroom.
Okay, good.
Do you have any questions about this one?
No, I think you explained that all thoroughly. Thank you.
Well, down here is also showing school district in Florida, and you can see that it kind of matches up with the level that she's at. So, like we were saying, she's right in the middle for her language arts, but we don't want her to stay there. We want her to develop and succeed.
Right, exactly. That's what I want for Rachel too.
Right here is the report card for Rachel in 4th grade.
Yeah.
So if you look at it, her reading is a D minus D, C, C, and the year average was a C.
Right.
Her language arts was a D, C, 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 C overall.
Yeah.
So, I mean, overall C, but there's room for improvement.
Right, yeah, but I can see that.
When we know her math was A, B, A. So excelled very well and is doing exceptional.
Yeah, she likes math.
Yeah, that's good. I like math. But one thing looking at this report card that I can see is that she had tardies, absences, a lot at the beginning, not as much at the end, where she started to do some improvement.
We had some family things going on, and I feel really bad that, that she missed so much school and that I couldn't get her there on time. But we tried to turn it around, towards the end of the year.
Yeah, I mean, you can see that she excelled when she was in there, and everybody has issues that come up that they can't help. It's not unheard of, so it's like, can't really knock it for happening. It's just now we know where to improve from. Right. So we can go from there. Rachel is the type of student that needs to be in the classroom to excel.
Okay.
Sorry, excuse me again. She needs to be there. That way she can get the instruction that she needs to actually grasp what we're trying to teach her.
Okay.
So, and I don't know what the last school before you guys moved here was like, and they could have had language arts and reading in the morning when she was tardy so many times. So that's the reason why she might have these building block areas that we need to work on, because she didn't get the instruction at that time because she wasn't able to be there. Mm-hmm. So her being in class is important for her to develop.
Okay, I understand that.
Do you have any questions about?
No, thank you for explaining it so well to me. I I can see that she's making improvements, and I more than anything, I just want her to do well in school. So thank you for calling me in and having all this plan in
ma'am.
place.
It's my pleasure. I just want what's best for Rachel, just like you do. That way she can exceed at the next level when she gets to 6th grade and middle school and so on and so forth.
Right.
That way she doesn't fall behind.
Okay. Well, thank you very much.
You're
I
welcome.
appreciate all this information.
No problem. I've got something for you to take home with you.
Okay.
This is kind of like a little pamphlet for you to take home. So it basically puts terms in not teacherese to say, that way you can read it and understand what is going on in these reports next time.
Okay.
To help ease your mind about
Okay. That was
what is going on with her. And my door is always open. So if you ever have any questions,
okay.
come back to me. I'll sit down. I have no problems talking with you.
Okay.
Again, it was a very pleasant conversation.
Okay. It was pleasant to talk with you too. Thank you.
Thank you, Miss George, for coming in today.